It's easy to say how bad Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric or Bubsy 3D is because we can see their flaws from a bird's eye view. However, in a developer's perspective, it's a whole different story. Think of it like this. You write an essay and think it's the best in the world to only then get an F. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? Typically, game reviewers have not developed their own games and don't fully grasp the developing experience. Behind the scenes, a video game takes time and effort regardless of how bad the game is to you. One example I like to use is Sonic and the Secret Rings. When I saw the development videos and concept art unlocked, I was in love with the game even more because I got to see the game for what it truly is, a work of art. So much love was poured into this game. It's full of character and charm that cannot be replaced. Just like Undertale. Heck, even the first Bubsy game wasn't bad aside from the fall damage and unfair enemy placement. It was quirky with the cartoony animations and sounds, which make this game a work of art. Some games come out bad because of hardware limitations, unfixable bugs, and stress paralysis. Yeah, that's a thing. Stress can blind us from errors that cannot be otherwise seen unless you get someone with a clear head to look at it. Even the worst of games go through playtesting. What I like about bad video games is that in spite of their flaws, they're beautiful in their own right. Just like us, we're all perfectly imperfect. While these bad games are not good in a reviewer's perspective, it doesn't change the fact that these games are a work of art. Sure, I could say that some games are rushed out the door for a deadline or made to be a cash grab. But not all bad games are like that. Some are done with thought and heart, like Sonic and the Secret Rings, and even some of Bubsy. I feel like he's misunderstood. Just putting that out there. If I were to tell an aspiring game developer anything, it'd be this. Before you fully commit to your newfound passion, take a good look at what you're up against. A video game takes time and effort as any form of art should. To create a game, you need to decide on a genre, design characters, worlds, and levels, compose music and sound effects, write a story if need be, and the hardest of all, program it. Programming is the biggest hurdle in game design because technology will do whatever the heck it feels like doing. Depending on what engine you're using to program your game, you will encounter countless bugs and setbacks. Not to mention you may need to learn how to code or script or hire talented programmers by paying buku bucks. That's another thing. If you're not a one-man band, or one-woman band, then you'll need to hire all the necessary people to help make this dream a reality. While we see games made by only a handful of people or by one or two, don't commit mental suicide by taking it all upon yourself because that's what I did. I'm here to tell you that game design is really hard. If you look at Yandere Dev, or Alex, he had the idea that he could take all of the game designing upon himself, but it cost him his sanity, and partially his credibility. Knowing that avoiding the obvious was idiotic, Alex finally manned up and is not only taking criticism, but hired someone who volunteered to program a minigame. Why am I telling you this? Well, I want you to know before you follow your passion blindly, that the path of game design is a long and hard one. It's not guaranteed that your game will be groundbreaking or fun to consumers. A video game takes time, effort, and money. Sometimes, the money invested into your game may out to nothing. Your game may be forgotten in the vast sea of video games with top dogs like Mario, Sonic, Crash, and Spyro. I know it's disheartening, but I'm telling you how it is and not how you want it to be. I'm also kind of speaking from experience. While I haven't released a game, I have been working on one, and it's coming to a point where I have two choices. I could continue down this road and hope that my game will become something amazing. Or I could cancel the game, cut my losses, and move on. This has been on my mind ever since I opened my big mouth on considering game development. There have been times where I figure out things, but the negatives outweigh the positives. So why am I ignoring the obvious? It's because my friend and I have committed so much to this project that I fear backing out is not the right thing to do. But what if it is? This is my issue. So many what ifs cross my mind that I can't decide on what to do. I guess only time will tell on that. To wrap this up as neatly as I can, video games are a work of art regardless of review scores, and developing them isn't easy. Appreciate what is there for you to experience. Learn the game's backstory and don't act like a spoiled brat because another game perhaps did it better. I've learned to love a terrible game like Sonic and the Secret Rings because of the journey Sega made to develop it. While it was rushed, it came out of the gaming oven just right, with thought and heart. A AAA game can be created in all the right ways, but if it lacks love, it's nothing. Remember, without love, a work of art is meaningless.